Also, Mary, the president, former president, been traveling the last few days with this woman, Laura Loomer, social media influencer.
Dude, I do love this. Look, I said it. As soon as I saw Laura Loomer on the fucking, as soon as I saw this demon on the motherfucking plane, I was like, how is the media not covering this? Remember, like, she is such a target-rich environment. She is such a target-rich environment. It makes no sense for Donald Trump to be close to her. She is an insane person, okay? She is an insane person, which is hilarious because she has no base. She's an insane person with no constituency, okay? No constituency whatsoever. Didn't she call that one Senator Gate Lindsey Graham? Yes. There is no reason for Laura Loomer. There is no reason for Laura Loomer to ever be anywhere near any campaign whatsoever.
Very much.
Unless there's a different reason for why she's there. Here is Laura Loomer saying, I just ate dog food. It's human grade, which means you and your dog can share a tasty, nutrient-dense treat together. Order yours today. Roger Stone said it's gross. That's how bad it is. Please stop showing her. My kids are in the room and they're sobbing, says the DUI champion. Friend of the show, Ken Benzinger, wrote about her for the Times. The former activist's decision to elevate Laura Loomer, a far-right activist known for racist and homophobic posts online, has stunned even some Trump allies. Yeah, it makes no sense. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, who is this for? Who is this for, really? Like, who are you? Who did you make this decision for? Because I am once again saying I do not support all women. Some of them are uggo. It's for me, I think. It could be for me because I think it's funny that he's doing it. But like what is the political calculation to having someone like Laura Loomer by your side? Because now you have to inevitably defend her, which is weird. Because you already have this issue with JD Vance. And she is somehow objectively worse than JD Vance. Like, she literally is both uglier than JD Vance, like hard to look at. Okay, JD Vance also looks kind of weird and creepy and gross, but like she has no benefit. Like there's no added value to the campaign to bring Laura Loomer around. There's got to be something. There's got to be something. She's horrifying to look at. She literally has tried to fuck Nazis. She herself has had a lot of groiped up far right Nazi takes. Tell Andrew I'm going to ban him. You know those two are making the humidity on the Trump Force One rise to 70% pure stank. He's going to give her a little leather football baby that comes out already with fillers and Botox bloat. Hasan having to distract us with her good looks and rockin' body. Yowza. Humana, humana, humana. Oh, baby. Like, Trump is already not doing great, okay? He was smooth cruising when he was going up against Biden. And then, obviously, the race changed. And it was already a difficult one for him to win from this point on. But then he just like keeps adding, it seems, new game plus difficulty for no reason. He's just like, nope, I'm going to make this as difficult as possible for me. I don't care. I will win again, but this time even harder. Also, is that Van Cleef, chat? Is Jason the Ween? Is Jason the Ween hanging out with Laura Loomer? Every time I see Van Cleef now, I'm assuming that Jason the Ween has been there. Yam Queef? Has Jason the Ween... This is like a Baby Gronk was rizzing up the... Baby Gronk was fighting the Rizzler to rizz up the Livy Dunn. Has Jason the Ween of FaZe Clan actually been hanging out with Laura Loomer? Jason the Ween of FaZe Clan is known for giving everybody Van Cleef bracelets that a lot of people are saying he got from Temu. And many people are wondering, since Laura Loomer, the alt-right neo-Nazi, has been hanging out with Donald Trump a lot, and she's been prominently featuring Van Cleef bracelets and Van Cleef necklaces, which has led a lot of people on TikTok to speculate that Baby Gronk and Jason the Ween have probably been hanging out with Laura Loomer. I just alienated 98% of people over the age of 30 in the audience right now that have absolutely zero fucking idea what I'm talking about. It's one of those jokes that's like funny for 8 total people in this chat that actually watched me collaborate with fucking Jason the Ween. Bro, you just made me realize I'm turning 30 in 2 months. I appreciate it. Yeah. What the fuck is a Jason Ween?
Influencer, very controversial for racist comments about Kamala Harris, suggesting in the past that 9/11 was an inside job, and that's drawing fire even from...
Why is that the only thing that you guys talk about? That's like a defensible position, dude. Holy shit. She has done way worse shit. She is banned from virtually every application, like not just social media in the past. Like when she was banned from Twitter, she literally chained herself to the door of Twitter headquarters, okay? She started an ISIS club in college because she thought liberals would join it. I don't know if that's real or not, but I'm going to go on with it anyway because it's funny. But the Twitter thing is real. She got banned from every application. Uber, Lyft, every single one because of her fucking relentless Islamophobia. There are so many things. I don't believe that Twitter-ish. Okay, here. She got banned from like Uber Eats and shit, bro. She is like just look at her goddamn, look at her background. Laura Elizabeth Loomer, born May 21st, 1993, is an American far-right political activist, internet personality, conspiracy theorist. She was the Republican nominee to represent Florida's 21st congressional district in 2020 House of Representatives primary. She also ran to the Republican primary in Florida's 11th congressional district, losing to incumbent Daniel Webster. She has described herself as pro-white nationalism and a proud Islamophobe. Loomer has worked as an activist for several organizations, including Project Veritas, the Geller Report, which is Pamela Geller, who is a fucking far-right terrorist herself. I think her daughters were like memers on Instagram and they got canceled too because her mom is like a fucking rabid Islamophobe. She worked for Rebel News and InfoWars. Loomer gained notoriety as a result of being banned from numerous social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, payment processors, vehicles for hire, and food delivery mobile apps. Bro, she doesn't even have the weather app on her phone, okay? She turns on her phone, it's a brick. She got banned from the weather app. How do you even do that? Anyway, I'm joking about the weather app thing. All right. For various reasons, including violating policies on hate speech and posting misinformation, Loomer has also been banned and removed from events and had her press credentials revoked for harassment and causing disturbances. In April 2023, it was reported that Donald Trump wanted to hire Loomer for a campaign role. However, the idea was said to have been met with heavy resistance from Trump's team, as well as warnings from Marjorie Taylor Greene over hiring a documented liar. Since 2023, Loomer has written and posted false claims about the Israel-Hamas war. Loomer and her two brothers were raised in Arizona. Yada yada, doesn't matter. Here it is. Between 2015 and 2017, okay, Loomer used a concealed video camera to record a conversation with Barry University officials discussing the idea of starting a club called Sympathetic Students in support of the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. The school apparently asked only that the club's name be changed to Students in Support of the Middle East. James O'Keefe of Project Veritas, a right-wing organization known for producing secretly recorded and deceptively edited undercover audio and video investigations about media organizations and left-leaning groups, released a video to Encounter alleging that it captured a university official unfazed by the idea of an on-campus organization to support ISIS. Shortly thereafter, the university suspended Loomer for violating the student code of conduct, and a professor shown in the video filed criminal charges against her for recording him without his knowledge. At the time, Loomer was an honor student in her senior year and the president of Barry University's Young Republicans Club. According to a Hillary campaign official, Loomer and two other women posing as Clinton supporters attempted to entrap campaign workers into accepting illegal cash donations. In July 2015, the official said the campaign had complied with the law. These guys are some of the most insane freaks out there, okay? Remember James O'Keefe? That fucking freak who used to run Project Veritas, but obviously people that were donating to Project Veritas were like, what the fuck are you doing, when they found out that he was embezzling funds to fly Project Veritas members to go and watch him do Oklahoma, the Broadway musical? Like, he is such a fucking musical fan, just like Donald Trump, by the way, that he was like, yeah, I'm going to take all this money that you guys gave me, and I'm going to make everybody fly out and watch me do Oklahoma. So they fired him. Wait, Donald Trump loves musicals? What do you know about that? Wait, you didn't know that Donald Trump is a musical head? Are you kidding me? How the fuck do you guys not know this? Have you guys never heard Donald Trump talk about like Phantom of the Opera? Why do you guys think I always say he's my zesty king? Like he fucking loves musicals, bro. Are you kidding me? Donald Trump, Phantom of the Opera. The only time when you see a spark in his eye is when he's talking about
this beautiful letter I get from Andrew Lloyd Webber, who was big before Phantom, but nothing like Phantom. And he did Jesus Christ Superstar, which was another great one. He did a lot of great things. But he said, because he lived in the building at Trump Tower, he knew me a little bit. And he said, I'd love to have you as my guest. I'm opening up a musical called The Phantom of the Opera. And I said, oh, so let's go. So I say on the letter, okay, I'll go. And anyway, we went. And it opens with the chandelier and this. You've been there, right?
Yes,
You've
yes,
seen it.
yes.
Do you agree? It's like,
first time I saw it shocks you when the chandelier drops.
No, but
You guys didn't know this? I mean, this is like, sometimes I forget that there's people in here that just like are unfamiliar with like all of my commentary, but this is a classic, dude. Donald Trump is a very, very zesty man, okay? Very zesty man. Also, he's literally like, I think he also tried to produce a Broadway musical and it failed, and it like altered the trajectory of his life dramatically. Donald Trump's one-show career as a Broadway producer. If Paris is Out had been a smash, we might be living in a different. If Paris is Out had been a smash, we might be living in a different America. I've watched you for years. I swear to God, you've never talked about this. No, I've definitely talked about Donald Trump loving the arts. Bro, he blew a kiss at Hulk Hogan. Like, what are you talking about? He loves his little boys and girls. He loves a good performance, okay? He loves a good performance. Why do you think he always talks about how hot his generals used to be or how hot his military men were? He loves a man in uniform, okay? What the fuck? You're the biggest Trump stan in the universe? I mean, yeah. I've definitely brought up the Donald Trump. I've definitely brought up Donald Trump's. I never brought this one up, but I definitely brought up Trump's love for musicals.
The whole thing.
The whole thing magnificent.
It was a great, great musical. He said, but I'm opening a musical called Phantom of the Opera. And I'm saying to myself, all right. Now, I get many letters like that. I still get letters like that, except it's a little hard when they make you put masks on and do this thing. I mean, you know, I think Broadway, you still have to, it's brutal. It's brutal. I mean, if you had a Broadway theater right now, it just is just after.
Well, plus the city. What's happened to the city?
Plus what's happened to the city.
Look, it just closed after, what, 40 years? This letter is from inviting you to opening night. The reason I want to start with that, it just closed last week.
Yeah, no, it did. It did. It was very sad.
Because of what's happened to the city.
I think I know why it closed beyond that, but I think it's, you know, you got to have a lot of things going right, and they get so politically correct. But it did close, and I would think it's very hard to open on Broadway, have anything on Broadway. But Phantom was one of the greatest of all. So I go in and I see this music. I said, this thing is unbelievable. It didn't take long because the music is so good. By the time we had intermission, it was like, I said, this thing is incredible. And by the end, you know, with the whole thing, with the gondolas and the candles and the whole thing coming out and the great music, and we play a lot of that music. I mean,
Dude. This one I didn't know either. Shouts out to the chatter who brought this up. Trump calls Ocasio-Cortez Evita in new book, American Carnage. President interviewed for book on Republican Civil War. Comparison to Eva Peron indicates respect for Democrat. Donald Trump has compared Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to Eva Peron, saying that though he first saw the New York congressman ranting and raving like a lunatic on a street corner and thinks she knows nothing, she has a certain talent. That's Evita, he said. On Sunday, Ocasio-Cortez seemed to welcome the comparison. I know that, like every woman of the people, I have more strength than I appear to have, Evita Peron. He is legitimately, yeah. Oh, Trump had cats in Phantom of the Opera played to soothe him, a new book claims. Trump has long loved Andrew Lloyd Webber. His staff members used that to their advantage. Many of you will also remember he had a penchant for drag as well. Here is Donald Trump participating. He's not in drag, but Rudy Giuliani is.
You know, you're really beautiful. And a woman that looks like that has to have her own special scent.
Oh, thank you. Maybe you could tell me what you think of this scent.
I like that.
This may be the best of all. Oh, you dirty boy, you. Oh. Donald, I thought you were a gentleman.
You can't say I didn't try.
Like what, do we forget all this stuff? Like, what's going on? I feel like a lot of people just like memory hold this shit, which this one makes sense to memory hold because it's so bad. Like that one is like, it gives you psychic damage when you watch it. I said, man's a rapist even in his commercials. True. Anyway, Ruby Giuliani, not Rudy. Anyway, so yeah, he loves fucking Broadway, dude. Trump has not previously made the comparison, but he did write a 2004 book that his favorite Broadway show is Evita by Andrew Lloyd Webber, starring Patti LuPone. I saw it 6 times, mostly with Ivana. He dude, he likes Elton John too. Remember how Elton John was like, "Oh yeah, I heard he likes me," or he's like, Elton John was like being canceled by people, which is so funny. You can't cancel Elton John; you're out of your mind. But like, people were upset at Elton John for not immediately dismissing Donald Trump, saying he likes him a lot. And he loves the Village People too. This is a zesty man.
I go to places when we want background music. That's beautiful. It's great. Everybody likes it. But you go there and it's opening night for one of the most successful musicals ever. I would say maybe the most, but certainly one of the most. And it was sort of cool to see a letter where I'm opening a show on Broadway.
A show on Broadway. Remember musicals, folks? Chinese coronavirus took that away from us. We used to listen to musicals, but we no longer can listen. We can't even watch. This is why I say Trump is ace biromantic, okay? He is a biromantic, asexual man, okay? That's why he says he likes to kiss the boys and the girls. I'll kiss the boys too. Honestly, that's kind of sad. This pathetic man can't enjoy the things he likes publicly because of the culture he fosters. No, fuck no. He don't give a shit. What are you talking about? He's talking to Steve Bannon about how much he loves Andrew Lloyd Webber. No, he doesn't care at all. He openly does say he likes those things. The funniest part about it is that's why when he has this like cult like following, he goes up on his rallies and he talks about fucking that sissy Graydon Carter. Okay? Ain't nobody in fucking Michigan gives a shit about Graydon Carter. Are you insane? They just go along with it. They're like, hell yeah, sir. I think Graydon Carter is a sissy. Vanity Fair parties have really been lackluster in the last couple of years. I know. You're right, sir. I hate Graydon Carter. New York Fashion Week is falling off, brother. Yeah, I'm a Alabama Republican lifelong. And let me tell you, when Donald Trump came to my town where there's no active sewage system, and he started talking about that sissy Graydon Carter, that pansy who fucking sucks at throwing Vanity Fair parties, and that really spoke to me, okay? I hate my coastal elite libtards. For that reason and that reason alone. Here's a clip of you double down on why you think Trump is zesty. Never happened before. We've had gay presidents. We've had bi presidents. We've never had a president that is also technically ace and aromantic. Those are 3 massive reasons why I will be voting for Donald Trump. I can't even get myself to say it. Someone's going to clip that and be like, oh, he said it. Okay, this is never. Please stop calling him A's. No, Trump is A's. Trump has never had sex for sexual gratification. Like I know that in my heart. Okay, and also just because someone is A's doesn't mean they're a good person. Okay, automatically. What the fuck are you talking about? Lincoln was bisexual. Yes. Donald Trump absolutely is ace. Okay, absolutely. He has never had sex with a woman for actual sexual desire. It is only to fucking enforce. It's only to enforce power, and it's like a thing. Like he likes pretty things, and he likes having pretty things around him. Okay, he likes having pretty objects around him, and that's why he only sees women as like objects of desire, and that they're aesthetically like nice to look at, and that's why I'm kind of shocked about the Laura Loomer situation. Okay, like women are for him status symbols. You have good status. Other men respect you more if you have sexy women around you. Okay, like the only reason why he cares. Yeah, he likes pretty women around him because he likes the way men react to him having women around him. Yeah. Bro is not A's. You have brain damage. He 100% has never felt longing for a woman beyond just like having them around. You know, you got to reproduce every now and then, obviously, consensually and also non-consensually, as we know. Is this a Hasan Abi bit or a genuine belief of yours? No, it started off as a Hasan Abi bit, but then it became a genuine belief of mine. I do think that Donald Trump is ace. Like he will be outwardly sexual, or like he will very rarely. I guess like the way he's talked about his own daughter, I think kind of goes back to like narcissism, because that's a piece of him. Like he is very proud of her because she's beautiful and he created a beautiful thing. And I think it's because he's so narcissistic that like, he's like, look, I made this thing that's hot. I want to fuck myself. Like that type of situation. Because surprisingly enough, he has never been outwardly horny in that exact same way about any other woman. As far as I know, I have never heard Donald Trump be outwardly horny in the same way that he has like talked about Ivanka at all, ever. Okay? What about grab him by the pussy? Grab him by the pussy, literally. Bro, he raped 75 women. Dog, rape has nothing to do with sexual gratification. What's wrong with you guys? This is like this is like basic shit. This literally is about, rape is not about like, oh, I was really horny and that's why it happened. It is straight up about enforcing your will on someone. It is about power. The fuck? Harvey Weinstein doesn't even have a dick, okay? I think he has like a gangrene on his cock or some shit. Do you not remember? How the fuck did he rape so many women? Rape is directly about power. That's what you're getting like sexual gratification from. Not the actual act itself. Yeah, rape is not about sex at all. Rape is not about like in most circumstances, like sexual assault and rapes directly happen as a consequence of like wanting to enforce your power over another person and deriving some satisfaction from that. Weinstein's dick was the color and shape of a rotten egg, according to victims and attorneys' court testimony. Yeah. Why does he hate Don Jr.? Shouldn't he be horny when talking about him as well? What? No, Don Jr. is disgusting. At least Ivanka is like hot. Ivanka is a liberal elite until the, Trump presidential run. And even after that, she was still in those circles. Ivanka is everything he wanted to be his whole life. Someone who is like broadly accepted by liberal elites. Donald Trump's anger and resentment in New York towards the bicoastal elites that, perfectly played into this narrative in 2016, especially directly came from his desire to be welcomed by by this crowd that found him to be crass and rude and silly. They never actually welcomed him. Hasan can't conceive rape or sexual assault. Wait, what? Anyway, let's get back to Laura Loomer. Now that we yeah, Don Jr. has everything he hates about himself, just like directly in his face. The ugly, annoying, nervousness, like a nervous energy. Eric too. He hates them. He hates them both.
Some of former President Trump's allies.
Exactly right, George. Now we are hearing from some Republicans who are voicing concerns that Donald Trump is growing increasingly close to this far-right activist.
I'm Dante mentioned you in a video.
Yo, TC weird, and I'm Dante's vouching for him. And, like, he don't care. Like, let's stick within that. All that outside stuff is like, that's like Hasan. That's like Hasan stuff. And I don't do that. I don't do that, man. I don't want to get into that's when the stream just get boring and then like people actually arguing and actually getting mad, bro. I don't know how Hasan be on stream every day like this, just like this, man.
Okay, I don't do mouth noises.
Why are we down to the same? Like, why are we supporting Tom Cruise when the world is actually No, the world is actually like. You guys need to understand what you guys don't understand is it's like, yo, damn, you really just be sitting there. I can't do that, bruh. The second nigga say something stupid, I'm like, yo, shut your bitch ass up, nigga.
He's right, and I should probably do it less. He's right, and I probably should do it less. Okay, that was a fun. That was 10-10. That was a 10-10 perfect demonstration of what I do. Like the only thing you get added to that is if I like get up to piss or serve a 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour. When there's a 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour, I also tell you that if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $6. Even though it's September, it's actually 30% off, or for free with a Twitch Prime. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster. Hopefully that's me. Here is the 3-minute ad break now. You can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Boom. Ultra Instinct. I locked in. Adrian is online. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Hasan, look at my chat message. He got your ass, bro. I did. You said he got your ass, bro. I got it. Quantum Monk, thank you for the 5 gifted. Gum. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Yeah, we're going to do the Trump presser in California in a second. Let's finish this Laura Loomer segment.
Laura Loomer, as you note, is someone who has espoused conspiracy theories. She has used racist rhetoric in describing Kamala Harris, and now some of former President Trump's closest allies in the party
Tragus. Thank you for the 5 gifted.
Are urging him to distance himself from her, George.
Mary Bruce, thanks very much.
I would give Trump a smooch if he wanted. I would probably. It'd be hard not to. All right, let's get to it. Donald Trump, is he piping Laura Loomer? This is a question that is looming on everyone's minds. Let's take a look.
Republican colleagues or your allies who are concerned about your close relationship with Laura Loomer?
Well, I don't know what they would say. Laura's been a supporter of mine, just like a lot of people are supporters, and she's been a supporter of mine. She speaks very positively of the campaign. I'm not sure why you asked that question, but Laura is a supporter. I don't control Laura. Laura has to say what she wants. She's a...
Damn, the way he's talking about Laura fondly. Laura, I don't control her. She's a fiery woman. I can't control her even if I wanted to, believe me, folks. She's so fiery. She's so fiery, Laura. She's a real fierce woman, kind of like Evita. Evita, my love. Laura.
She's a free spirit. Well, I don't know.
She's a free spirit. She's a free spirit. She's fiery. She's a passionate woman.
I mean, look, I can't tell Laura what to do. Laura's a supporter. I have a lot of supporters. But I don't know what exactly you're referring to. That's okay. Yeah, please. I just don't know. Laura's a supporter. I don't know. She is a strong person. She's got strong opinions, and I don't know what she said, but that's not up to me. She's a supporter. Please.
Traveling with you.
This goes against your narrative of being ace. No, dude, he's still ace, okay? He's still ace. I'll stand by that. But also, briefly, for the sake of, having a funny moment, I don't know what he sees in Laura Loomer. Not to come across like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is like very obviously jealous because Trump has like a slot for at least one ugly woman that doesn't fit the standard of the women that he surrounds himself with. And like, it's clear to me that Marjorie wanted to be that like freakish demon looking woman by his side. And Trump completely sidestepped her and went to Laura instead. I don't know what he sees in her. I don't know. But they're fighting, and it's really funny that they're fighting.
On your plane.
Okay, a lot of people do. It's a very big plane.
Come on, Laura isn't ugly, dude. Bro. Laura Loomer is not ugly because there's a different category, okay? That's it. Like, that's the only reason. Because, like, saying that she's ugly would not fit the term. She is in the Marjorie Taylor Greene category, okay? Which is like a different thing. It's just like it's not like, it doesn't read as human. You're like, oh, I've seen this before. This is a hard to look at type of situation. And I think this is just something that you see normally in like, I don't know, like horror movies or something. Like she's scary. Scary would be the term to describe her physical appearance.
She made racist remarks about your opponent. She also espoused conspiracy theories.
Chatters, you don't need to be that quick, okay? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 chatters that had immediate links ready to go in the chat. Ain't nobody wants to see Laura Loomer that much, man. Come on now. I'm personally trying to avoid seeing Laura Loomer while talking about her. And you're like, no, let me prove that she's ugly. Like, we know, man. Why do you got that shit bookmarked?
Is about 9/11. Do you disavow those remarks?
Well, to see what the remarks are. You're telling me for the first time we're here discussing the destruction.
That's so dumb. Media is so dumb. Stop talking. Stop talking about fucking Laura Loomer's 9/11 remarks. She's done so much worse shit, okay? I don't know why they're like, oh, she said it was an inside job. Like, 1, a shit ton of Americans also believe it. And 2, it's the exact type of sentiment that is like vague enough that you can actually show conclusive evidence, okay? like, there's enough like lack of cooperation amongst intelligence agencies, and the fact that like the fucking hijackers were trained on US soil, the fact that Osama bin Laden was personally also trained by the American State Department at the time when he was a fucking a counter-revolutionary fighter against the USSR. Like, please, okay, stop being a truther. I'm not saying like George W. Bush did 9/11 personally, okay? And that's not what I'm saying at all. But the idea that like what do you call it? Like that is one of our worst statements, when it's like there are defensible aspects of that sentiment that you can point to real historical evidence, is silly, okay? I'm not like a jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams kind of guy, okay? That's not what I'm saying at all. Do you understand? I think it's personally stupid to hyper focus on that when there's like a million other things that are way worse that she has done in the past fucking week, okay? It's like pointing, it's literally like shitting on Adolf Hitler by bringing up that he was ass cheeks at painting, okay? Like, I feel like that's not the worst thing he did, okay? I don't know. Don't call me crazy. I feel like his art is bad objectively, but like that's probably not the worst thing that he did, you know? I feel like there's a list out there of significantly worse things that he did, you know? Yeah, it's like saying O.J. Simpson was a bad tipper.
Of San Francisco and California by a person that's
9/11 truthism, bad at painting. Yeah. When we're talking about Laura Loomer, the Adolf Hitler comparison is not, you know, is not a ridiculous comparison to make. Obviously, in terms of like Hitler's magnitude of evil, yes, but it's in the same direction. We are talking about a person who has called herself a white nationalist. What the fuck? Oh my God. Isn't she Jewish though? Yes, it doesn't matter. So is Stephen Miller, and he's a fucking Nazi too.
Running for president, so I don't even know what you're talking about. I do know that she may have said something based on what you're telling me, but I don't know what she said.
Yeah, the media should ask about this.
Aaron, your eyes look so good. You're like beautiful.
Thank you.
You're like an Aryan degenerate goddess.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. You're Aryan too.
I know, but I'm Jewish.
It's okay.
And the Nazis hate me.
It's fine.
The alt-right people want to put me in a gas chamber because they're obsessed with the Jews.
I think they're just memeing on you, but it's okay.
They're just jealous because I have big tits and an Ashkenazi IQ.
Yes.
Let's get to Laura Loomer before we get to the full interview on ABC 6. This is why the rich are freaking out about the unrealized gains thing that Kamala wants to do. In my suburb, little neighborhood, 1/4 of all the houses are empty, owned by giant corps. Yeah, it's funny though, because none of the rich people in your fucking neighborhood would actually be harmed in any meaningful way, harmed by taxing unrealized gains at the levels that they want to tax. It's just fucking idiotic. Everybody personally thinks that they're 100 millionaires when they're not. That's why the dumbest guy you know, whose only tangible asset, okay, is his own personal property in the form of a fucking busted ass 1999 Honda Civic that was a hand-me-down from his older brother. But that guy thinks he's a rugged capitalist, okay? That guy's in the chat right now, probably chirping. on his 11th sock account, being like, you're fucking idiot, Hasan. You fucking claim to be a communist. Meanwhile, you have a nice ass house, okay? And you also have a nice ass car. I fucking hate you, you fucking piece of shit. You're actually a real capitalist. It's like, okay, so what? Yes, I'm a capitalist. What changed? What changed? Let's say I'm a capitalist. Did my argument change at all? It didn't. You're just a fucking idiot. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying. You just don't want to listen to what I'm saying. That's why I always say this. I'm like, yeah, call me a capitalist. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, sure. I love capitalism. You got me. Okay, now let's discuss the issue at hand. But nobody ever wants to do that. It's very stupid. Like, do you think it's beneficial for me to present myself as a socialist in a fucking nation where, you know, this is the country where the Red Scare propaganda was most effective? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? If anything, it's a weight that constantly is on my goddamn shoulders that, like, makes everyone less charitable to me. I don't give a shit. Practice what you preach. How much you want to bet you have no idea what I'm practicing and what I'm preaching? I can't practice what you preach, idiot. I'm practicing what I'm preaching. It's just I'm not practicing what you think I'm preaching. That's the problem. We're not going to have this conversation a million times over. If you think I'm a capitalist, then yeah, I am. I'm the biggest capitalist you've ever done seen. Who gives a fuck? Now let's talk about the actual issues that matter. You know? Unironically reinforcing the idea that rich people shouldn't want socialism is so detrimental to fucking fuck. I mean, I get why people are hostile towards that sort of thing. It makes sense because plenty of people whose extraction of revenue requires them to hire workers, yes, automatically develop that kind of attitude where they're like, oh, I don't want this system to change at all. This is how I make my money. The difference, however, is that it doesn't matter for me because I'm the one who's fucking working. Yeah. As the one who's working, I have to deal with these little fucking micromanager shitheads all the time. All right, let's continue. Who is Laura Loomer, the right-wing activist in Trump's inner circle? I'm stroking my shit right now. Yeah, you got oil on your shit?
This is far-right activist Laura Loomer and white nationalist Nick Fuentes cheering to
the hostile takeover of the Republican Party.
Absolutely.
And they're not wrong. Both met personally with Donald Trump. I first met Loomer in 2017 at an event for manosphere influencer Mike Cernovich. At the time, Loomer was an activist who'd celebrated the deaths of Muslim migrants. But she was being harassed by white nationalist trolls because she's a Jewish woman. Since then, she's taken a strange trajectory, with years somewhat in obscurity because she'd been banned from so many social media sites like Twitter. When Elon Musk took over Twitter, she came back. She does stunts like ambush interviews.
Frank, why aren't you supporting President Trump? I'm a successful investigative journalist.
Loomer recently told CNN she's not anti-Muslim. Now, some might dispute that she's entered the mainstream, but she's reached the former president's elite inner circle. Flying to the presidential debate on Trump's plane, and to New York as he observed the anniversary of 9/11. A notable appearance...
Somewhat Maoist here. Everyone should have a house, even streamers, even though their audiences think it's a crime. That's awesome. God, I love streaming, dude. This is why, okay? I love this community. I love that I'm fortunate enough to be able to build a community like this. It's fucking fantastic, okay?
Since Loomer has pushed the false conspiracy theory that 9/11 was an inside job. She's been seen with Trump a lot.
We're here at Bedminster. I'm with the greatest president ever.
After rumors circulated among right-wing Twitter users, including Loomer, that Haitian...
Genuine question, is giving her this much airtime good or bad? No, it's over. She's already in his inner circle. Hiding the truth about her fucking insanity is worse. Okay? Up until the very moment... Look, guys, I have a policy of not highlighting Nazis on this broadcast, even if they're doing a lot of funny things that, you know, people love to clown on them for, until it gets to a certain point where they reach a prominent mainstream platform, and at which point they have to be fucking dealt with. Okay? Laura Loomer is the perfect example of this, where, like, until she reaches Trump's inner circle, she's irrelevant. Who gives a fuck? Don't talk about it ever. Do not give her any fucking, do not give her even a moment of coverage. But the moment that she reaches Donald Trump's inner circle, then it's a problem. Okay? Then you have to cover what the fuck is going on there. Is she a Zionist or a Nazi? First of all, Zionists are Nazis. What are we talking about? That's number one. And number two, she is both a Zionist and a Nazi at the same time. She's reaching far more than the inner circle. Connor, you are one of my favorite, consistent, funniest members of the community. Yeah. What's interesting is not that she is both a Zionist and a Nazi, because, you know, that's a distinction without a difference in many instances. What's interesting is that she is a Nazi and she's Jewish at the same time. How can Zionists be Nazis? Zionism is the exact same thing as Nazism. It's just that the in-group that is supposed to be holding on to the power and racial superiority or ethnic superiority or religious superiority is different than the Nazis, and the out-group that you're supposed to be dominating is different. That's it. It's both fascist, okay? Zionism is a fascist ideology. It is an ultra-nationalist ideology built around ethnic and religious boundaries, okay? That's it. Who is considered to be Übermensch and who is considered to be Untermensch in this regard is different, but the fundamentals are the same because it is fascist. Like, you purposely ignored Booger Nick until he was in the inner circles of Kanye's campaign and had dinner with Trump. Exactly. I never talked about Nicholas Fuentes. I never brought him fucking chicken and waffles or had my ex-wife now make him a sandwich when he was at my house and we were fucking hanging out, because why the fuck would I do that? Why would I give him a prominent role? Why would I platform him? That is insane. Because I'm not a fucking Nazi like some people. You know. You banned the shit out of me? Wait, where's that chatter? You banned the shit out of me a few years ago for sending a Fuentes link. Yeah, of course. You know what's really funny about that? I do that shit, and then people get real fucking mad. They're like, oh, how dare you do that? Some people are understanding, like Hellbender, 62-month subscriber. Other people see that and literally clip it on Reddit and post it on the fucking boner Chelly community to be like, Hasan can't take criticism. That's why he banned a long-term community member. I'm like, yeah, you should know better. Anyway.
Immigrants are eating people's pets in Ohio. Trump repeated the claim in the debate.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in.
I spoke to Loomer before the debate. She told me she's attacked as a childless woman who devotes all her time to a man who will never pay attention to her, meaning Trump. But Trump does pay attention to her and reads her reports.
Laura, how are you? You look so beautiful, as always. You don't want to be loomered. If you're loomered, you're in deep trouble. Trump!
Oh!
Good morning, everybody. My name is Laura Loomer.
She ran for Congress twice and lost. But she told me she built a constituency among the very pro-Trump voters in the Villages, a retirement community that's important in Florida Republican politics. She called them Boomers for Loomer, and they were paying attention when she began attacking Governor Ron DeSantis for having the temerity to run for president against Trump.
You are never going to be president of the United States of America.
Loomer told me one of her donors let it slip that DeSantis was running for president in 2021. So on the first stop on the DeSantis book tour, she stood in front with a Trump sign and a T-shirt. Despite her new closeness to the former president, some pro-Trump Republicans are very against her.
Her rhetoric and her tone is
Okay. Now it makes sense. Trump has become increasingly more paranoid over the years. And as a direct consequence of that, he has made his circle even tighter. This is the exact same reason why he chose J.D. Vance, who is a bloodless, soulless, monstrous brown noser. And this is now, I assume, the reason why he has Laura Loomer in his corner, because that is a ride or die.
does not match the base, does not match MAGA, does not match most Republicans I know, and I'm completely denouncing it. I'm over it.
There is a growing feud that is playing out in public today, and it's really exposing tensions between Donald Trump's allies. Far-right activist Laura Loomer was seen with Trump yesterday at events commemorating 9/11, despite the fact that she previously spread conspiracy theories about those very terrorist attacks.
Yeah, she posted on social media saying that it was an inside job. She was also seen getting off his plane. You see the video here. This is in Philadelphia, just ahead of the debate. Some of Loomer's comments, though, have proven to be too extreme for some in MAGA world. CNN's Manu Raju's following this story. Manu, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene is not holding back going after Loomer, and now other Republicans are joining her. What are they saying?
Yeah, that's right. In fact, Marjorie Taylor Greene, someone herself who has been very outspoken, very controversial in some of her rhetoric, but she says what Laura Loomer has been saying has been going too far. And she contends it does not represent the MAGA movement, does not represent former President Donald Trump. This in the aftermath of her racist post about Kamala Harris's Indian heritage. That was too much for Marjorie Taylor Greene, and then afterwards Loomer went to attack her on social media. So I asked her about this feud between those two, and this is what MTG said to me just moments ago.
I have concerns about her rhetoric and her hateful tone. To me, many of the comments that she makes.
Oh my God, I just realized maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene hates her because she's Jewish. Before I said Marjorie Taylor Greene hates her because like Trump can only have one ugly, like freakish looking demonic woman in his corner. And like first it was Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And then now it's, it was supposed to be Marjorie Taylor Greene, but like kind of Laura Loomer just like came in and, cast her aside. And I thought maybe that was the reason, but now I'm thinking it could be because don't forget Alina Habba. Alina Habba is a fucking smoke show. What do you mean? Alina Habba? Are you crazy? Donald Trump does not give a shit about what women do beyond the fact that they just look good behind him and like other dudes think that that's sick. The two angles that I think MTG, the two or three different angles here, okay? One, It could be because Marjorie Taylor Greene is anti-Semitic and thinks that Jews have space lasers, which, by the way, she used to think that before Israel said they're working on an actual space laser. That has nothing to do with what Marjorie Taylor Greene was saying. That's totally besides the point. But she used to say Jews have space lasers, and maybe she's mad that, you know, she wants it in the hands of America, and she probably thinks that Laura Loomer knows where the space laser is. That could be one reason. The other reason could be that Marjorie Taylor Greene is upset because she was supposed to be slotted into the hideous, the hideous demonic monster category that Trump has to have around him at all times. Or, last but not least, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I'm sorry to say this, I know people are going to get mad. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a sexual dynamo. This is a factually accurate assessment of the situation, okay? She is. You might not like it, but this is what peak sexual performance looks like. We know this because she literally cheated on her husband at the time with her like weird tantric sex gym owner, CrossFit gym owner, who Laura Loomer says looked like Zangief. Marjorie Taylor Greene since then has allegedly slept with Kevin McCarthy and also the guy at like One America News or whatever, or Newsmax. That's the boyfriend. That's the open boyfriend that she has now. Most controversial take is not even controversial. It's just the truth. I think a lot of you look at a woman that looks like a Titan from Attack on Titan and you think like she's not capable of being a sexual dynamo. Okay? But the unfortunate reality is that she absolutely can be a sexual dynamo and is a sexual dynamo. Here it is. Hey, Marjorie Taylor Greene, remember when you destroyed your family so you could have sex with a Zangief cosplayer? Tell me again how you and the Arby's in your pants are representatives of the GOP. She said her pussy is like Arby's. The girls are fighting. Like she's doing the roast beef slur thing about Marjorie Taylor Greene, which is wild because you're literally a woman. Why would you ever say that about another woman, dumbass? They will say that about you too. You couldn't even run your own family. Don't tell me how to run my free speech. This is who Marjorie Taylor Greene fucked. Embattled QAnon Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene openly cheated on her husband of 25 years with a polyamorous tantric sex guru and then moved on to another affair with the manager at her gym. This is, I mean, come on, guys. You know this at least. I've covered it a lot. I cover it all the time. I bring it up like all the time. You've definitely heard me talk about this. Is it absolutely necessary to talk about this? Yes. Yes, it is. Not only is it absolutely appropriate to talk about it, you have to talk about it, and you literally have to memorize these facts. Okay? I will be quizzing you on this later.
and how she attacks Republicans like me, many other Republicans that are strong supporters of President Trump. I think they're a huge problem. And that doesn't represent MAGA as a whole.
She's still traveled with the former president. Would you encourage Trump not to keep close contact with her?
You know, Laura Loomer has lost 2 Republican congressional campaigns, one in a general and one in a primary.
Damn.
And
damn.
This is such an important election. I don't think that she has the experience or the right mentality to advise a very important presidential election. But I do know this, that her rhetoric.
Dude, what is this? Welcome back, Nikki Haley. Dude, ever since she started fucking Kevin McCarthy, okay? Ever since she started fucking Kevin McCarthy, she's been like so... Like, obviously, she still does the QAnon shit. But every now and then, dude, like, she just has, like, a moment of clarity. And you're like, you're Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like, what do you mean? This is not the Republican Party. Like, you literally are the Jewish space lasers lady. Like, you were at an event for January 6 prisoners, like, last week, advocating for their release. Like, you called them political hostages and shit. Like, I don't understand. Like, there's nothing funnier than being like, wow, it's like AOC coming out and being like, the Democratic Party has gotten too woke, folks. You know? We got to stop. We got to cut it with this fucking progressive nonsense. Like, you are the movement. You are the momentum you are the person. You're like Laura Loomer who got elected. That's it. Like, there's not really anything different between you and her, honestly.
And her tone does not match the base, does not
like she's saying what Laura Loomer is saying does not match the tone of the base. Like, it kind of does. That's why you do it all the time. It's just that, like, she's a little gross with it. Like, she goes above and beyond. She absolutely passed she actually ends up passing the boundaries of permissibility, which you do all the time too. You want to hit so bad with a shovel? Like, what the fuck do you mean you want to hit so bad? I want to hit myself in the head with a shovel instead of thinking about that. That's insane. You see that thing from the corner of your eye in the middle of the night, okay? You are not going, ooh, I'm horny. That's not what's happening. You're not like, ooh, wonderful. That's like, oh my God, this is my sleep paralysis demon. When did you go from politics to gossiping about who sleeps with who? Politics is about sometimes gossip surrounding who's sleeping with who. Especially because currently we're talking about Laura Loomer. A real will they, won't they situation between her and Donald Trump.
Match MAGA does not match most Republicans I know, and I am completely denouncing it. I'm over it, and I would encourage anyone else that matches her statements to stop.
But Trump himself was indeed traveling with Laura Loomer in the way to Tuesday's debate. And he's someone that she has been within his inner circle, and someone has causing clearly concerns, not just among Marjorie Taylor Greene, but also other people who are aligned with Donald Trump, worried about his alliance with someone who espouses such extreme rhetoric, racist rhetoric, pushes conspiracy theories and the like. This was Senator Lindsey Graham just moments ago told our colleague Ted Barrett here on Capitol Hill.
Yeah. That's so funny. Someone in the chat said, what the fuck is that chatter talking about? A politician literally sleeping with someone led to the second ever presidential impeachment. It's like, no, that chatter was there being like, sweetie, I don't like that you're talking about tea between Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton, okay? Ugh, this is just gossip.
He said, I think what she said about Kamala Harris and the White House is abhorrent, but he said it's deeper than that. He said she says some things about Republicans too. And he went on to say about Trump, he would serve himself well to make sure that she doesn't become a bigger story. So a clear concerns among some of Trump's closest allies that he's getting too close to her and that he needs to show some distance. Guys.
Interesting.
Are we legit reporting on whether Trump has sex with Laura Loomer during his campaign tour? I mean, honestly, if you ask me in all sincerity, I don't think so. Okay. But having said that, it is very funny to endlessly speculate. Like, if I'm being fully real, like, no, I don't think Trump fucked Laura Loomer. Get out of here. But do I think it's a phenomenal story to cover? Yes.
Manu, and that Marjorie Taylor Greene is drawing a line at what acceptable rhetoric is, and it appears to be Jewish space lasers, but not this. Manu Raji live.
Damn! Okay, CNN. Damn!
On the Hill, thank you so much. Joining us now is Jessalyn Cook. She's the author of The Quiet Damage, QAnon and the Destruction of the American Family. Jessalyn, Laura Loomer, as we just mentioned, seen getting off of Trump's plane. She had this tweet out, a source telling CNN.
Yeah, also you're coming into the broadcast of a dude who spent like 3.5 hours describing how the Duluth Dyson Larry Sinclair sucked off Barack Obama in a limousine after Barack Obama gave him cocaine and then pulled out his own crack to do before getting his shit sucked sideways by the Duluth Dyson Larry Sinclair. Okay. Larold.
She has the former president's number. She has used it. What is the effect of Trump spending time with and elevating someone like this?
It's a really puzzling strategy. Obviously, when Marjorie Taylor Greene is the voice of reason, that's cause for alarm. A lot of Republicans are stunned by this. And what she's doing, what Laura Loomer is doing with
giving the Barack tour. We're done here. We're done. We're
Trump's
done.
help is just normalizing and spreading these really detrimental conspiracy theories. Even the conspiracy theory we heard on the debate stage on Tuesday night from Donald Trump that
I bet you chatter brings up Kamala's presumed sexual history as a political point all the time. Yeah. Oh, 100%. They're like, she fucked her way to the top, dude. Yeah, she fucked the guy issuing the bar.
Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio are abducting and eating people's pets. Reporting suggests that he is picking up this kind of rhetoric from Laura Loomer, who was posting these conspiracy theories before he took the stage.
And I'm wondering, since you brought up what he said on the debate stage about Haitian immigrants in Ohio eating pets, how do conspiracy theories like that, of that ilk, originate?
Marjorie Taylor Greene screaming from the rooftops about Laura Loomer being in Trump's orbit is giving Alex Jones telling Kanye West not to openly say he admires Adolf Hitler. Like, it has that same desperation, and it's the exact same type of situation. It's like, dude, what are you doing? You're giving the game away. You're being like far too open about your actual allegiances and associating yourself and others with like a truly toxic individual. Like, we agree with the ideas, we just can't say certain things. Why are you saying those things? It's the exact same situation. Don't say the quiet part out loud. You're giving the fucking game away.
And which ones are seemingly amplified more than others on social media and interviews and obviously on the debate stage?
It seems like the media talking about this is needlessly elevating this. Fuck no. It's a incredibly valid avenue of attack against Donald Trump. I'm just more so upset about the way that the media is covering it by like not really talking about how insane Laura Loomer is, like barely scratching the surface, okay, which has a shit ton. I mean, Laura Loomer is a target-rich environment. Like in this circumstance, you have to talk about like how fucking insane she is, and then immediately turn it into, and here's why he's saying, you know, Haitians are eating pets. Now, of course, they are kind of doing that. I like this guy. He's one of the best that CNN has, in my opinion. He kind of did do that. She's actually kind of popping off a little bit too. So I don't really have an issue with this kind of coverage overall. I do hate it whenever they talk about, what? If your 78-year-old grandpa called his new girlfriend a free spirit, you change all his passwords? That's a good take.
A lot of the time, it starts out with fringe figures online, increasingly more popular mainstream far-right
The jean jacket is, I think, Acne Studios.
influencers like Laura Loomer, repeating these wild falsehoods that kind of trickle their way up through the system, coming eventually out of the potential future president of the United States' mouth. And there's real offline harm to these online conspiracy theories. Just today, we saw there's
God forbid you'd have a God forbid we have a president who says like unhinged, unsubstantiated things like that he's seen dead children who are beheaded by Palestinian resistance fighters who then light them on fire with kerosene. God forbid. That would be, well, yeah, no, that would be actually really damaging to discourse, wouldn't it? Now, of course, if you're in mainstream media, you will substantiate those unsubstantiated claims because it goes along with the broader narrative that like Israel must bring about hellfire destruction on the Palestinian population in an effort to continue their genocide. That is the most moral army. That's the most moral military. That's the most moral country on the planet. You know?
There's a bomb threat in Springfield, Ohio. Reportedly, the caller was frustrated over Haitian immigration, and it led to schools closing. It led to city buildings closing. And even after that happened, Laura Loomer then went back on X and suggested that Haitian immigrants are not only eating pets, but eating people, just pushing wildly baseless, false, harmful claims.
And so, Jesselyn, I wonder if is there a way.
When left unchecked, by the way, this kind of narrative will only increase, as we have seen Donald Trump go from like Mexicans are rapist drug dealers and some are very fine people, I assume, to they're eating pets to they're eating humans too now.